We're live.
Almost. We're live. We made it.
It is Wednesday evening, so
It's a
not the
little
typical
wonky.
day that we
No,
normally do it.
no,
But
definitely not the typical day. Why do I have all these issues with camera thingy? It's like I'm there and I'm disappearing.
yeah, you got to be like dead center.
I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know. That's what I get for using
Listen,
the background.
we're all a mess. It's the middle of the week, and this is actually going to be posted in 2 days. So I'll be editing my butt off tonight and tomorrow, but we'll get it done.
No, we got this. It'll be short.
Okay.
It'll be a
Sure it
short
will.
one. Yes,
Sure it will.
we got this. I'll behave. I won't rant.
First of
Maybe.
all, we've been on a call for 30 minutes already. You haven't behaved once.
Yes, I have.
Don't let
I
her
got
lie
my
to
I
y'all.
got my rant out. I got my rant out. We're good. We're totally good. Totally
I had
good.
to go through full on tech support, teach you how to use the internet for a minute.
Yeah, clearly, because I thought you told me to go to Amazon.
Now, that was your subconscious wanting to go buy books.
Well, we're not going to talk about buying books because you just got on me for buying a book. But it's the first book of the year.
Kinda, but yes.
No, it is Girl Math. It's the first book.
No. I bought a book today because I go to the Goodwill bookstore, which you didn't like, right? You went there the other day.
It was okay. I mm, it was okay.
It's tough. You really got to search through there, but I
Uh-huh.
go in 2 to 3 times a week since I'm in office in Westlake. And
Uh-huh.
today I walked in and lo and behold, on the bottom shelf where I always go to the sci-fi section was The Sunlit Man by Brandon Sanderson in perfect condition. So
Oh,
grabbed
now
it for
that's a
$5.
win. Oh, that's a win. Okay, that's a win. See, where I
You
looked,
get lucky, but you got to go in regularly to catch them.
yeah, no, that's too far of a drive.
It is for you, yeah. I'm in office because I'm just around the corner, so I literally go grab a bite to eat and just walk in there and browse.
Uh-huh. No, it actually wasn't bad. I think it's just because when I went, I didn't see anything. I did end up I found books on the book club section because I thought that was really cool. So I
Oh yeah, that
grabbed
front board.
Untamed. Yeah, I grabbed Untamed, which I do plan on reading. Personal development, kind of like, you know, one of those books.
That's your space.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at the newer fiction ones and nothing stood out to me when I went. So I was like, no. But then again, I've been to BAM twice this week. Yeah, I've been to BAM twice this week. And
You
the
didn't
first
get
time,
anything when you went to BAM?
not the first time.
Wow.
No, I walked in there. I was in there for quite a while. I got Ham stuff, his book, but I didn't see anything. And the day I went and I had the purpose of buying the one book that I said I was going to buy, and I bought it. But even then, I looked around. I'm like, I don't want these books. I only
I love
bought the
that you
one.
said, "That's too far for the Westlake bookstore, but you will drive double the distance to go to BAM."
BAM has a bargain section,
Goodwill is the bargain section.
but BAM is more fun. They got cups and stuff.
And on that note, we get off this tangent and into episode 14. Season 2, episode 14. We've been doing this for 7 months in season 2. Holy smokes.
Has it really been 7 months?
We came back in August, so September, October, November,
Wow.
December, January, February, March. 7 months.
So we only have, what, 2 more months left?
I know. Isn't that crazy before we take the summer
Uh-huh.
off?
Yeah,
2 more months, like 5 episodes. 6
not
episodes.
bad.
Yeah, we'll finish up March and then 2 in
Mhm.
April, 2 in May. Yeah, we're going to end at 20 episodes.
That's
Wow.
exciting. We got this. That's, like, almost double what we had before, right?
It is. Yeah, we did 10 episodes in season 1. We're going to do 20 in season 2.
Okay. I like it. I
I
think it's
like it.
good.
I like
I
it.
like it. So, it's springtime, almost. Spring forward.
That is the goal today. So we sprang forward last weekend. Time
Ugh.
clocks. Well, that was a disaster.
I still
And
think it's a
then,
disaster.
listen, all
Maybe
of my
that's why
tech
I'm
stuff at work
sleepy.
failed.
Maybe that's why I'm still sleepy. Your tech stuff failed? No,
All
that's
of
terrible.
the refreshes didn't anticipate the hour
Mhm.
difference. So the refreshes
Oh.
were happening before the report refreshes. So none of the data was syncing. So I spent 2 days fixing
Oh.
all that.
Oh, no. No,
Yeah,
that's not
was
fun.
not a good 2 days, 3 days of this
Mhm.
week, but
Well, then
we're
that's good
here.
that we didn't because I was exhausted. I was yeah, it was Sunday. I was so tired.
Yeah.
I didn't like and it went by too fast. It's like we blinked and it was 5 o'clock and I'm like, "Whoa."
Well, your circadian rhythm's all off because of the darkness and the brightness are at different times now. Like when I take the
Mhm.
kids to school, it's dark again in the morning.
Mhm. It sure
I don't like
is.
it. I don't like
Me
it.
either. It's hard to get up to when it's dark like that when you wake up. That's
And then it was
tough.
gloomy and rainy today, and I was like, "Take me home."
Mhm. We had some good storms though.
We didn't get much. We got some heavy rain, but no like thunder or anything here.
Oh, we had some. We had some
Oh,
thunder today.
lucky you.
It was perfect reading weather, but I didn't read. I was watching Bridgerton.
That counts. It's book related.
It is, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching Bridgerton, just kicking my feet up and relaxing. So,
I love that.
yeah,
So we're springing ahead, and we're going to look at the next couple months worth of book releases that are on our radar. At least some that we have heard of before, some that we just kind of discovered for the purposes of this podcast episode and looking into book releases. Spring's not a heavy time.
don't get me started.
Summer, a little
Continue.
bit more, and then in fall time they really start picking up, you know. So we'll have a lot more probably for our some of our final episodes looking ahead or looking to the rest of the year. But for this one, we got a couple books to throw at you.
I won't say
A couple.
anything.
Y'all,
I won't rant. I got my rant out. I'm not gonna say anything.
you are not. You're going to go and say, "My name is Ashley, and here are my books for March."
Sure. Here is my first book for March. All right, so my first book for March to kick it off, I am currently actively reading an advanced reader copy that I was able to get for it's called A Latte Like Love. It releases on 3/17, which is next Tuesday. So I will be writing a book review for this one here in the next couple of days because I'm pretty sure this book will be done. To quickly sum it up, love is brewing as a barista falls for a reclusive artist struggling with the tragic aftermath of an accident in this charming epic romance. It is charming, it is epic, and it's definitely a romance. I will tell you that I am enjoying the chemistry between Theo and Audrey. And I mean, I'm just really, really loving this book. I'm not usually a romance girly, but this one has definitely, I have been enjoying. I think it's also because it has like that mental health aspect to it, which I'm
Okay.
really liking because Theo was in a tragic accident and he was forced by his counselor, therapist to go out and say, "Hey, I need you to go and sit in a coffee shop for just 30 minutes a day." And it was terrifying for him. But he meets Audrey, the barista that makes him an awesome coffee, and the chemistry just starts off. So, absolutely amazing. I know this book is going to be 5 stars, and I'm only 50% in.
Wow. Ashley with a romance read for March is kind of crazy.
Yeah, and it releases on my birthday.
Really? Oh yeah. You're right.
Yeah, that's a
Is.
win. Maybe that's why I
That's
like it because it releases next yeah, maybe
I was
that's
looking and
why.
I was like, "Wait a minute. It is. I forgot that's your birthday."
Yep, sure
Oh
is.
my gosh.
Another year older.
We're getting dangerously close to some nasty ages.
No, it's the beautiful time. What is it?
Boo to
The
that.
golden years? Is that what they
We're
call
not
them?
that old.
Oh, what are the golden years?
Golden years are like he's in 60s. We're not there.
Oh, no, never mind, I lied. Okay.
I've got a book that actually it was an arc. It actually came out a week ago on 3/4, and it was a technically considered what they're calling a romance, romantasy, but I picked it up because the name kind of drew me in. The photo of the cover kind of drew me in. So I put in an arc request because I hadn't been getting arcs. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to put in a bunch of requests. Lo and behold, I started getting all of the requests
That's where
approved.
you messed
And
up.
so I have 7. And
You didn't
so
learn
I'm going to
from
be
me
busy over the next couple months. Nope. So
because 'Cause I'm
this one
pretty sure
released.
you yelled at
Yeah, but I'm getting through them. I'm trying. This one released last week. It's called The Library of Amerlin by Kaylin Josephson. And I I got to be honest with y'all. I was so surprised by how much I love this book. I gave it 4 stars, and it was kind of like a mix between Howl's Moving Castle, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and then a little bit of the Library trilogy by Mark Lawrence. So it had all these aspects. And yes, at times, the influence of Howl's Moving Castle was really strong. Like, I'm like, girl, you took these exact elements out of that book and put it in yours. But
Ooh.
still, it was really good. The romance is really light. There's some yearning and some different things, but it's not prevalent until like the last 15 to 10%, like that very end range. And even then there's no spice. It's all closed door. Like it's fine. It's more of a love aspect than true romance. So I loved this. And I think everybody who's looking for something that's new and fresh in the fantasy section should check this one out. So The Library of Amerlin came out last week, 3/4.
That doesn't sound bad. And the cover is really pretty.
The cover is really pretty. It was
Mhm.
long. I will say that, like 16-hour audiobook, it was a bit long.
16 hours? You read 30 and 40 in 60 hours.
Correct. But this wasn't that kind of book. It wasn't an epic
Okay.
fantasy. I think it's gonna be a duology, and I will read on. I definitely will pick up book 2.
Okay. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. I'm about to say, I know you're not saying the audiobook is long because we're not going to go there. 3 3.
Long for
It
what
already
we got.
released. The next one I have, this one is something that I just see that's kind of buzzy, bookish buzz. So I had to put something buzzy on there. But Caleb, don't yell at me because on 3 3, this book release is called To Cage a Wild Bird. It is a dystopian, found family, deadly trials, and forbidden love. Enter the world of Inlock, a prison where the wealthy hunt the inmates for sport. The first novel in an electrifying dystopian romance series. This high octane debut about forbidden love, found family, and a fight for survival will leave you breathless.
Wow. What the hell is that?
It says that it's supposed to be good. And
It
I
looks
add,
interesting.
it does, right? And it's super buzzy. So I was like, you know what? Let me just put a buzzy one on there because again, I'm not gonna rant. I'm not gonna rant. But it's slim pickings over here. I had to pick something.
Wow. I'm interested to see, like, dystopian and found family, I love those.
Uh-huh.
Deadly Trials, I get kind of trapped in that trope sometime. And then
Uh-huh.
Forbidden Love, I'm like, "What's the forbidden love?"
Uh-huh. It's a
That could turn dark
romantasy.
romance real fast.
It's definitely a romantasy, but
The
that's the
Prison
only thing.
Guard, like, oh, geez.
That's the only thing coming out right now, a romantasy. So we're not gonna go there, but
Not true, but I will move on. I found books. So my next book actually is a romantasy. It came out the same day last week. It's called
this is perfect.
Green and Deadly Things, and I've actually talked about it on a previous episode.
Hmm.
And it says for fans of S.A. Chakraborty, Robin Hobb, and Martha Wells's Witch King, a
Hmm.
page-turning standalone fantasy of necromancy and magical mayhem from Jen Lyons.
Wait,
So
necromancy, isn't that like dead skin?
it's you raise dead bodies and use them to fight, control them with magic. And let me tell y'all, I've got like 20 minutes left of listening to this book. It's good, but it's the same length as the last book I talked about and just
Mhm.
hasn't had the balance that I thought it was going to have. For instance, the necromancy is like one scene and she can technically do it, but her power's kind of weak throughout the rest of the story. And it's like, y'all made her out to be this like, and at the beginning, when she
Mhm.
displays her magic, she is insanely powerful. It is really great. It's kind of got some gory moments, but not like grotesque. But there's some blood and fighting, and then we go on this long journey, and there's like some high octane stuff, but they're focusing too much on the romance aspect. It's a true romantasy in that way, and I'm
Mhm.
just not feeling that. It feels so like there's only one scene, and it's at the very end of the book in which they actually, there is spice. They talk about it a lot. They hint, they make little jokes, they flirt, which I'm
Mhm.
okay with. But it just is like, are you gonna do the story? Like, what is the story? And then the story loses a little bit of its, like efficacy. So
Mhm.
like, it's not a bad read. I'm still recommending it for spring, especially for the or the romantic girlies who want like something that has a little more action, a little more world building. the
Mhm.
world building is really cool.
And maybe that's something we can go into, like, maybe on our next episode, because I'm noticing a lot of books have that in it. So what did you call it? The neck something?
Necromancy?
Yes, necromancy. A lot of books have that. That's not the only book. There are a couple other books with that. And then also like the alchemy and stuff. So it's like I'm picking up on a lot of different trends for some of these books that were recently released.
We can do we can do like a magic system exploration on some cool magic systems.
Ooh, that would be really cool. Okay, writing that down.
I think um I think that that'd be really fun because necromancy is actually a really fun one where the entire Locked Tomb series by Tamsin Muir is like
Mhm.
they call it gay lesbian necromancers in space is the tagline for the first book, and that is kind of like legit what it's about. It's all about necromancy, and it's
Mhm.
so funny and witty, and one of my favorite series of all time. And so necromancy's come up a few times. Of course, you got Sanderson with his cool little magic systems. You've got some other things. So yeah, we could explore some great recommendations for unique magic systems.
That's actually really cool. See, look at us getting, knocking all the things off. And I wrote it down so we won't forget. Because it'll
Thank you.
come next week and we're like, what were we say we were talking about?
What were we gonna record? Yeah, that's us every week.
Love it. My next one actually, I don't know. This one you might be interested in, but this
I
one
am
is
interested in this one.
exciting. All right. So James Patterson and Viola Davis, they actually wrote a book together called Judge Stone. This one released on the 8th. So actually on Monday, which is different, right? Monday was the 8th. When was
Yeah.
that? See, that's so weird.
No, that's last Friday or Saturday.
When was that?
Sunday? That's the wrong date.
No, it says everything says the 8th.
That's a Sunday.
I don't know. Maybe because
We
it's
will confirm
Patterson.
when I put this up. If I have corrected
Mhm.
it, I'll put a little asterisk.
I was like, oops. But everywhere I look definitely said 3/8 for a release date on this one. It is a legal thriller, courtroom drama, and it's actually narrated by Viola Davis.
My girl. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So I'm really excited to listen. I'm not even going to read this book. I was in BAM today and I saw it for 50% off. And I said, no, this one I'm reading. I don't even want to read it. Look, you're going to buy it. But this one is a legal thriller, and it features a respected Black female judge in a small Alabama town presiding over a controversial, high stakes case that tests her commitment to justice. And this one drew me in because it's about justice, power, social inequity, resilience, and the portrayal of Black women in legal fiction. So, I'm ready for it.
I have been on a Viola Davis kick since reading her memoir. I
Mhm.
think she's one of my favorite people. Such a great person, such a great role model. So, as
Yes,
much as I hate the way James Patterson slaps his name, he'd put it on toilet paper if he could.
on everything.
But
It's on everything.
I think he does write
Mhm,
good, especially in the legal drama space.
mhm,
The Cross books, Alex Cross, and all those like procedurals and detective, and he
mhm.
does do a good job. That was my grandmother's favorite series was Alex Cross,
Okay.
and
I'm
so
watching the
I do
show.
want to grab it. I haven't, but I've heard it's really good. I love him as an
Yeah.
actor.
Yeah, definitely really good for season 1. I started season 2, but, I was kinda, working on projects, so I really
Yeah,
didn't pay attention,
I get
so
it.
I have to go back and do it, but I just put it on for background noise. Don't do that. Don't put it on for background noise while you're working. Don't do that.
That's funny.
I
All
love
right,
it.
I'm up, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
So this one actually, I think it's come up on some of my anticipated lists as well.
Mhm.
It's coming out next Tuesday, 3/17. It's called You Did Nothing Wrong by C.G. Drews, and it is a horror. Y'all, I have not been reading a lot of horror lately,
That's because you're
but
reading other books.
I am. I'm reading a lot of fantasy and I mean romantasy and all this other stuff, but I
Uh-huh.
have been drawn in. I have a book that I'm starting here in a couple days that's horror, so I'll get you guys with that on one of our recaps up here. But this one is C.G. Drews is the author of Hazelthorn and Don't Let the Forest In, and they
Oh.
wrote all the YA horror. So it was very young adult, queer centered horror. So this is an adult debut. So I'm extremely excited for this. And the
Hmm.
tagline says a relentless, horror inducing psychological suspense for fans of The Push and Baby Teeth by C.G. Drews. And it's follows like a single mother, and she's going through and she meets this other person named Bren, and he's like this sweet, handsome golden retriever of a person. He whisks her away and her autistic son to this crumbling family house he's renovating. Okay, so she's got a new husband, new house, baby on the way, everything's perfect. And then she starts to hear voices in the walls. The
Nope.
renovation is hurting the house. And that's all I needed for me to be like, I am in. I love a haunted house story, and I love when the
Mm-mm.
house is like a character. So I'm very intrigued. I've seen some early arcs. Not everybody has been loving it, but I think they're trying to adjust to the adult version of this.
Okay.
So I'm very intrigued. It comes out next week, so I will be checking it out in the next few.
Okay. All right. I love it. I won't read it. I love it. All right, my last one for March is surprisingly another romance. But this one, I'm all for. I think because it's a romance. But
Abby is a good author.
exactly, and that's why it caught my attention. So, Abby Jimenez is releasing on 324 The Night We Met, which is an interconnected standalone to Say You'll Remember Me. So, that was the book, I think it came out last summer.
Mhm.
So, the thing I like about Abby is that she writes these books with the same characters, but she gives the different characters their own story. So I did read her book just for the summer and I fell in love with the book, and Abby is definitely one I'll read. But themes for this one we have forbidden love, loyalty, missed connections, and the impact of split second decisions. Sounds good, right? It
Interesting.
is exactly. It's about a woman whose name is Larissa who chose to ride home with her best friend's friend, Chris, after a concert, leading to a relationship with the friend while Chris watches from the sidelines who is secretly in love with her.
Oh boy.
It sounds like it might be a good one, so we'll see.
I think that's a safe bet that it's gonna be pretty decent
Yeah.
for a romance. I
Mhm.
I don't always gravitate towards that, but I know Emily, I think,
Uh-huh.
read Say You'll Remember Me. She read one of the
Mhm.
Abby Jimenez, and she liked it quite a bit.
I really like Just for the Summer. I'm pretty sure it was Just for the Summer
That's
she
the
read.
one.
Oh, I
Yes.
love that one. Yeah, that was a good one. That was definitely a good one. That's just not
Awesome.
normally my space, so, it's all good.
But, spring, like, blooming, blossoming love, like, that's why a lot of these romance is just, like, it's the number 1 category in fiction
Mhm.
for a reason.
Mhm.
Everyone is reading it, and it is extremely popular, and there's a range, right? You've got romantasy, you've got contemporary romance, historical romance, you have dark romance, mafia romance, like, you can find whatever
Mhm.
you want. You want something sick and twisted, they'll make a romance about it.
Yep. It's everywhere.
It is. Alright, so I'm gonna round out March, and we're gonna finish this up, and surprisingly, another horror by an author that I have loved fantasy from and disliked their horror, so I'm gonna give it another shot.
Okay.
It is another arc I have. Actually, C.G. Drew's book is also an arc. I'm not gonna get to that before
Mhm.
it gets archived out because it comes out in a week. I ain't got time. But,
So you just put it on your Kindle, or is it
I do.
audio?
I have it. Oh, yes. That one is not. That one is the actual book.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'll grab it.
Okay. Yeah, put it on your Kindle, and that way you still have it. That's what I do.
So, this one comes out 3/24, so I have 2 weeks before this one, but it's Wolf Worm by T. Kingfisher. Now, T. Kingfisher writes these awesome fairy tale retellings. I love her fantasy writing. But with
Mhm.
some things about the horror is her characters are kind of quirky, and it just takes away some of the tension that you build in like this cosmic horror space. But I am interested to see how she has grown as a writer, releasing more horror. So this one says something darker than the devil stalks the North Carolina woods in a new gothic masterpiece from author T. Kingfisher. And I'm just like, okay, here's where it gets me. The year is 1899. We have gothic horror in a historical setting, and I can't wait to see how she executes on that. I definitely hear a lot more, maybe the humor that kinda gets me in her writing in horror now is very influenced by the times. So there's a lot of, like, cell phones and comic books and, like, little stuff like that because her characters are quirky and queer and great, but I think by taking it and putting it in a historical setting, I think it's gonna resonate with me a little bit more, at least that's my hope, so I'm excited to get some T. Kingfisher horror back under my belt.
Yeah, that's one name you haven't said in a while.
I read, I had Snake Eater, which is like a horror fantasy kinda thing from December, but I didn't get to it, and then all the last ones that I've had have been I read, like, 4 of her books in, like, 2 months last summer and loved them, but they were all fantasy.
Okay. I'm
So,
about to
yeah,
say because I haven't heard you say that one in a while.
not a lot.
All right, so are we doing April?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna kick off April because I think I have a few more books than you. So, and by that I
A
say I
few?
have 3 and you have 1.
That's why I said a few.
But I think you were a little interested in this one, so I'll kick it off for April.
Okay.
April 7th, so just a few weeks away.
Mm.
It's The Book Witch by Meg Schaefer, and,
Yes.
it's a magical realism book, and I read The Lost Story by Meg Schaefer, and it's like a love story to the Chronicles of Narnia, and it's very Narnia influenced. And I absolutely
Ooh.
5-star loved that book. The writing was whimsical and beautiful, and everything about it was incredible. I remember how I felt when I was reading that book and how
Mhm.
happy it made me feel. Some people have not resonated with it as strongly, but it is definitely something where I said, I'm intrigued. Meg has a new book coming out, so let me check it out. And it says
Mhm.
she can hop into any novel. She just can't stay there. So come along with the Book Witch in this magical and inspiring love letter to reading from the Wishing Game author, and that's Meg Schaefer. And I just that
Mm.
intriguing. You got a book, like a magical element in which you can jump into your favorite stories. And I'm like, "Oh, this is really interesting and unique. So I'm all for it.
You know, that sounds a lot like Book of Lost Hours and the Astral Library. That's another one because
Astro
it's like
Library just came out. So
the books going in and out, like the books giving you different places and stuff.
yeah,
Similar?
I would say the Book of Lost Hours is a little difficult to I can see the connection for sure because
Mhm.
they're kinda like but that was more involving time than it did
Mm,
it was
okay.
controlled through the Book of Lost Hours actually, you remember my main critique of that is, for something called the Book of Lost Hours, they don't talk about that damn book that much.
Mm-mm.
It was mostly
No.
about the watches and controlling the time, so but I can
Mhm.
see the connection, definitely magical realism.
Okay. No, I found that I do like magical realism in books. That's something that I do enjoy reading about.
Me too, I love it because it takes something That's what think about the earliest books that you loved, like chapter books. You
Mhm.
fell in love with, like, the world, and that's what magical realism does so well is, like, take this world and watch us use magic to kind of shape something different that makes it feel
Mhm.
not like you're just in the world we live in, and I love that.
Yeah, I do like that. And those also reminds me I didn't love the book, but like Spell Shop. Like how it was kind of like modern and it gives you a different feel in the world. I do like that one.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, I will do my one for April. I mean, it is what it is, folks. I promise Caleb I wouldn't rant, right? All right. So April 14th, this actually is a pretty popular one on Natasha Bishop. She wrote Only for the Week. Yes, Only for the Week, which came out, I think, like a couple of years ago. But it's supposed to be really good. I haven't read the first book, but I will be reading it. But this one is called The Art of Loving You. It is a friends to lovers score. Second chance romance score. Forced proximity, yeah. He falls first, fling to forever. Yeah, and Black Joy. Yeah. So definitely it hits, it checks all the boxes for me. I absolutely love a second chance romance, and this is in the Forever Falling series. So it features the model turned influencer, Danny Jenkins, and artist Micah Wright. So definitely in that space. I already like it who are forced to reunite for a bucket list road trip after their mentor's death, reigniting their past feelings amidst tropes like friends, lovers, forced proximity, and black joy. Love it.
I feel like some parallels to some of the Kennedy Ryan stuff. So
Mhm.
maybe you'll get a little something there. You'll have to let me know
Yeah.
how you like the first book because I know Emily loved Kennedy Ryan, so maybe she'd be in for that.
I am definitely going to read the very first one. Probably I'll listen to it maybe end of the month because this one comes out in April. And I did actually forget the main plot of the story. So it follows their journey. Of course, I missed that part, but it follows their journey to complete their mentor's final wishes, which actually involves a scavenger hunt through the United States. So that is,
That's cute.
yeah, it's gonna be a
So
cute one.
it must be forced proximity because they're in a car traveling like road trip style. That's cool. I
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. So, I mean, surprisingly, I will read this one. I
You know
want to
what?
read
I
it.
think you're gonna find yourself you're putting all these books on here and like, I don't know why. All I'm loving is, romance. But I think you're gonna find that you're gonna be reading a lot of romance because I think you're gonna get drawn to it. Like it's a different time of year and
Mhm.
it's hard to just sit down and like, oh, let me get into this deep historical fiction or this deep fantasy. Romance is easy, right? Like
Yeah, like
it's
thrillers.
easy. The characters aren't crazy. Thrillers, yeah, perfect. Like small scope. So I think you're gonna end up liking more of these romance books than you think.
I think so as well. And the thing that really surprised me when I was looking for books to put on our list, I couldn't find any thrillers. There's no
No, not a
thrillers in the
single one for
spring.
well, I take that back. This one's technically that I'm about to talk about is technically a horror, but it's
Mhm.
also kind of thriller-ish.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was really the only one I had.
I was looking for some thriller books, and I'm like, I like to listen to read
Summer.
those.
Riley
Summer.
Sager's coming out in the summer. I know a couple
Mm,
other people that I'm interested in. Alex Finlay has
okay.
another book out. So like that's thriller summertime because like it's easy to be like I'm on vacation. Let me pop a thriller in here and have a
Mhm.
good time on the beach or something. So
Okay, so we'll definitely have to do a summer episode to tag
yeah,
some
we'll
of
have
those
to
ones
finish out
before we
a
go.
thriller before we end the season for sure.
I love it. Exciting.
My next book is actually towards the end of the month, 421, and it's called The Caretaker by Marcus Klewire. It's hard to say, but I'll look it up. But
Marcus last name something.
last name K. He actually is the author of We Used to Live Here, which was a thriller that came out and kind of had horror movie vibes. But let me tell you, I was not ready for the twist in that
Mhm.
book for it to take a very genre bent direction. I was like, "Whoa, okay," and
That's
that
the one with the
cemented it
house.
like yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and
Okay.
it's like a snowstorm, and they're like, "Hey, we used to live here. Can I come in and take a look around and, just have a nostalgic moment?" And you think it's like a home invasion kinda thing. It's so much wilder than you could ever imagine. It wasn't perfect. I think I gave it like a 3, 3.5, but the premise and, like, the execution that he had, 5
Mhm.
stars. Like, I loved that aspect. So
Okay.
this one, I'm gonna read the full synopsis because it is crazy.
That's fine. That's what we're
It
supposed to do.
says, I know. Follow the rights. Nothing less than survival of humanity is at stake. And it says, here comes a supernatural horror about a young woman who accepts a caretaking job from Craigslist, only to discover the position has consequences far greater and more dangerous than she could have ever imagined. And then the post is exciting opportunity. Caretaker urgently needed 3 days of work, competitive pay, serious applicants only. Macy Mullins can't say why the job posting grabbed her attention. It had the pull of a fisherman's lure, barbed hook and all, vaguely ominous. But after an endless string of failed job interviews, she's not exactly in a position to be picky. She has rent to pay, groceries to buy, and a young sister to provide for. Besides, it's only 3 days of work, right? Well, 3 days, cooped up in a stranger's house, surrounded by the Oregon coast wilderness. What starts as a peculiar side gig soon becomes a waking nightmare. An incomprehensible evil may dwell on this property, and Macy might just be the only thing standing between it and the rest of humanity. Intense horror, but there's going to be like a thriller. I think it's going to have just a little sci-fi twist in it, I think.
Mhm.
I'm excited. I think this is going to be it's going to qualify like a thriller. I think you're going to yeah, I'm just going to eat it up and then I'm going to be impressed with the twist. Do I think it's going to be a 5 star? It could be.
I wanna see what it looks like. Does it look scary?
No, the cover's actually that's what's giving me the sci-fi vibes is like this weird circular pattern kind of thing going on.
Mhm.
I don't know. It might be aliens. I don't know what it is.
Hmm. We'll see.
Yeah. I will let you know if I get to it first.
Oh, you will. You'll totally get to it first.
Probably. All right. My last book for April is one that I'm so excited for. I have an arc. It comes out April 28th. It is We Burned So Bright by TJ Klune. TJ Klune is one of my favorite authors writing queer male romances. And it's so heartwarming. And I love everything about the way he writes his characters with such heart. And they feel so authentic and real on the page. And you just connect to them instantly. This one is about a heart wrenching standalone. We Burn So Bright follows an older queer couple on an end of the world road trip.
Mm.
There's like the cover's got like this big bright moon and there's like a little camper van. And I'm just so excited to get back into something that just pulls on my heartstrings, but doesn't require this like really heavy-handed, like, sad thing,
Mhm.
that happens a lot. So I'm looking forward to something that's a little lighter. Yeah, it's gonna probably make me cry. Yeah, it's gonna have sad moments, but the highs are gonna be so high and the lows are gonna be so low.
Mhm. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Very
Let me
excited.
know. Let me know when it happens.
I will. So that wraps up April. So now we're gonna go to May, and you actually have 2 and I only have 1.
Yes. So I'm really not going to go too far into it, but I will, because I feel like I've been talking about this book since last year. So, very, very, very quickly, we have a release date for May 19th, which seems to be true, seems to be May 19th. We'll see.
It's been sticking.
It has, but The Ballad of Falling Dragons. So this is actually the sequel to When the Moon Hatched. I keep talking about it. I won't go super far into it, but a couple taglines here. Moonbeam, a moonfall is coming. Rave's thirst for vengeance continues to burn, as does her love for Khan. A staunch beacon from a past she's yet to face. With Rex's blood still fresh on her hands, she learns the world will face its most devastating moonfall yet, forcing her to pick a path. Choose death? No, chase death or life. Desperate to save her kingdom from ruin, Khan's crown has never felt so heavy. His many larks to scattered friends and family remain unanswered, and time is running out.
I don't know what any of that means because I didn't read the first book yet, but
You
I'm
will.
interested.
You will.
I am gonna read it, and I'm gonna try and read it just before this releases so I can do back to
Mhm.
backs.
No, that would be good, because I actually will be reading book 1 again, just because it took me a little bit to get into it, but once I finally figured out what was going on, I was good. Um, I'm not huge on romantasy, but I will say that one definitely I enjoyed reading. It had a nice little cadence to it necessarily. Yeah, it's good.
That's exciting.
Mhm.
And yes, we have been talking about a lot, but it is an anticipated book, and I think it could be,
Mm,
I'd say, one of the biggest romantasies of the year. But
yeah.
Sarah done come in here and wrecked all that. But it's going to be one of the biggest for sure. Everybody's going to be talking about it.
Mhm. Yep.
All right. My one book comes out at the beginning of May. It's May 5th. And
Mhm.
it's called The Library After Dark by Andy Pliego. And it is a mystery thriller. I think it's a
Mhm.
little more on the mystery side. He had another book, You Are Fatally Invited. And I did not read it, but I've heard some really good things. And a lot of people really enjoyed his writing. So I was
Mhm.
like, you know what? I'm going to put it on my radar. I love a thriller that like really gets there, and if it's got a strong mystery element to it, I'd be happy. But it's about a bookseller who must escape the infamously haunted library that holds her darkest
Ooh.
secrets. But with a murder in her tour group, escaping alive is not as simple as it seems in this twisty, locked room thriller. Like I
Oh.
love I love a murder mystery. I just finished all the Knives Out movies. I love these books. Or
I
even
might
these
have to
movies,
try that one.
I think this book's gonna be just like that, so I can't wait to try that one.
I might need to try that one. Yeah, I think Imma have to put that one out for the summer to try that one. That one does sound like a really good one that I might like.
And if I
And it
like that one,
actually
I might go back and read the You Are Fatally Invited because that's like a island story. It's very Knives
Mhm.
Out-esque.
Hmm, okay. I'll have to try it. My book also releases, my next one also releases on 5/5. I just wanted to get over with, talking about that book again, but the new one that I have that I have not spoken yet comes out the same date as yours, May 5th, and it's Carly Fortune. She just about I really feel like she releases a book every single summer. And it's
Yeah.
always about summer, so this is
Yeah.
a lot of people are looking forward to this one because it actually doesn't have summer in the title. So the themes on this one, we have friendship, healing from heartbreak, forced proximity, emotional death, and resilience. They all tag for me, right? So the story follows best friends Frankie and George, who have a complicated on again and off again relationship. As they navigate a week long forced proximity trip, something about these trips, what's going on? After Frankie's fiance unexpectedly dumps her on her wedding weekend. Ouch. The book explores themes of, again, friendship, healing, and buried feelings, promising the emotional depth and heart stopping romance Fortune is known for.
I know it's one of my niece's favorite books. I think it's the Every Summer After. Is that's Carly Fortune, right?
She's just about every single book has summer in it for her.
Or she's not the Summer I Turned Pretty, but
No,
those
she's not the summer
whole
turned pretty.
I
She
think it's Every Summer
has
After.
what does she have? She has Meet Me at the Lake. This summer will be different. One Golden Summer and every summer after. There it is. It is on
Yep.
there.
Yep. So they seem very like a good balance of like a heartwarming story, but like there's some conflict in there and there's some deep emotional connections. Like instead of it just being about, a fling or,
Mhm,
smut or spice or sex or any of those things. So
mhm.
I'm very, very intrigued to see what you think about that one.
I find that I love stories that have some weight to them. So I do not like when they have like little flings, but definitely when it's a story, I think I'm for it. So I don't know. Maybe 2026 is the year that I become a romance girly. We'll see.
I can see it. I could see it happening. Maybe not a romance girly, but I think that you could find yourself in that space and kind of enjoying yourself. Like I
Uh-huh.
didn't expect to like the romances that I've read, like Heated Rivalry, and that was straight smut.
Uh-huh.
But like I really enjoyed the characters. I watched them on the show first, and I'm just
Uh-huh.
like, I'm gonna get through all that stuff, and I skip all the spicy scenes that go on for too many pages. But I'm here for the people and the stories that are being told and the love that's on the page. So it's
Uh-huh.
it's a it's a new chapter for us. Maybe we'll have to stop crapping on romance and romantasy for a little while
Well, let's make something known. Romantasy is very, very different than romance.
for sure.
I think I
But it's
would
a good
read
balance.
more romance over than what I would read romantasy. That one just
See,
feels
I
like the
think
same
the
space.
opposite for me. I love that there's at least some world building and magic and different, things. I could do without the
Mhm.
like she was just this plain looking girl, but she didn't know she had this power inside. I don't need all that shit. But
Uh-huh.
I do like the world building and actually it was really interesting. The Green and Deadly Things
Uh-huh.
is actually that's by Jen Lyons. She's writing the main character is a male and
Uh-huh.
the second main character is a female, and so obviously there's romance there, but she's writing from the male's perspective most of the time, and there are times where she does the men writing women, she does the women writing men, where she's like,
Uh-huh.
she was just so beautiful, and she was just so beautiful she didn't know it, and I couldn't believe, yeah, she's the most beautiful woman I ever s and it got really repetitive for the first little bit of the book, but then it breaks out of it, and, I was like, "Okay, good." Her editor was probably like, "Alright, we get it, she's pretty."
Mhm.
Um,
Like, gotta change that.
but
Fix it up a little bit.
I don't mind some of that. I don't mind some of the, the romance parts and the scenes and whatnot, and I just am here as long as you can back it up with a good story, good world building, some fun magic, something fun there. I'll read it. Maybe don't make it 16 hours long. That's a bit
Yeah,
long.
they usually are about 16 hours long. That's
I
usually
can do
about
like a
their
12er, like a 12 cut off. 4 hours of audio is actually a lot.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
yeah,
Mhm.
we made it to the end. Y'all, we did it.
It's short. I told you it was gonna be a short episode. She didn't wanna believe me. Caleb doesn't wanna believe me,
I am impressed, y'all.
and I
I'm happy.
behaved. I didn't rant.
Nope. We ranted a little bit at the beginning, and that's okay.
No, we didn't. We're entitled to our bookish opinions.
That's fair. This was tougher than I expected it to be as well. When I was
Mhm.
going through going, "What do we need to do? Let's look ahead and see what's coming up." I really anticipated many more books coming out, but it is
Mhm.
kinda quiet right now on the publication front.
Mhm. It is. You're not gonna get
That's
me to
all you
rant.
got to say about it.
Yep. Mhm.
I keep trying to egg
Sure
her
is.
on.
Mm-mm. No, I told you. I promised I would behave. That's why I got a cup of tea, you know? I
You're
behaved.
hilarious. She's sipping on her tea. All right, everybody. Well, we we come up with some ideas for the next couple episodes, hopefully. So you can
Mhm.
look forward to over the last few episodes of the season, some looks ahead at
Yes.
thrillers, some fun fantasy magic system, deep diving, just some unique, fun episodes that we haven't done yet. So this is exciting.
Absolutely. I think we are going to have a great time with these new episodes that are coming up. And also, we got some really good book club reads going on. So, currently we got to put that little tag in there. We are reading The Keeper of Lost Children currently by Sadiqa Johnson. And I started it. Caleb hasn't, but I started it.
I had all these
30%
damn
in.
arcs to read. What do you want me to do? 30%.
Yes.
Whoa.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay, you are flying.
Yep. Uh-huh. It's great.
We found you sent me the link. We did go get the book at the Keystone Library because we live here. So Emily has it. She actually asked me, she's like, "Do you need this for the podcast?" And I was like, "No, I don't need it."
Oh, I love
And
it.
then you
No,
bring it up.
I'm
I could have
enjoying
held
it.
it up, but
No, I'm definitely
um
enjoying it. Mhm. It's good.
I'm interested. We got to start. I know it's only the 11th, but we got to start talking about what direction we're going to go in for April.
Mhm. Yeah,
I
we
don't
already
know.
need something. I don't know.
I think we should
Poppy
do some
war.
thrillers in May, but I wouldn't
Poppy
mind
war.
something. Girl, get out of here. Didn't you read the Poppy War already? You
Yeah, I got
did.
it. I'm reading book 2, The Dragon Republic.
Y'all, she's trying to egg me on. She's trying to give me the break. I'm not gonna do it. No, but I will do it. I will do it, but I don't know when. I am intrigued, but I've
Mhm.
got so many really cool books on like these arcs that are coming out that I'm really excited about. I'm like an arc kick. I'm reading books before they come out.
There you go. I'm reading books long
So,
after they came out.
but they're good books all around.
Absolutely. No, this has been fun. I look forward to doing a summer episode because, maybe we'll get some more books to talk about. So, hey, this was good.
Yeah, we'll do that, and then maybe we'll need to do an essential, beach reads or summer reads book, list
Mhm.
where we can just name a bunch of backlist books or new books that are coming out that are good for vacations or beach reads, or we're actually,
Mhm.
our other vacation, I think we're gonna be 1 beach and 1 woods trip, like cabin trip, so it's a little bit different this year.
Okay, just don't read any thrillers when you're at the cabin.
I'm be reading thrillers and horror and scaring the crap out of myself.
Nope, absolutely not.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging along with us for 50 something minutes. Pretty awesome. We did really good.
We did amazing, and this was fun.
Awesome. All right. Well, until next time, we're going to sign off and say
Happy reading.
bye.
Bye-bye.